Tiana, and we are from Disney 365 News.
Today we will be discussing the Nixon administration, the Watergate scandal, Gerald R. Ford and Jimmy Carter, civil rights and environmentalism.
Okay, Tiana, let's pull up that footage from yesterday's interview with President Nixon.
Hello, this is Tiana, and today in the studio we will be talking to President Nixon about some of his campaign promises and his foreign policy. Thank you for coming, Mr. President.
Thank you for having me.
So let's get right into it. Can you talk about some of the campaigning you did in the South?
Yes, winning the South was difficult. Southerners needed to know they had a voice in the government. Even after the election, Southerners were needed in the Republican Party. The Southern strategy was the result of this need for Republicans.
Thank you, Mr. President. Could you also elaborate a little bit on your law and order promises? What can we expect to see in the future of law?
I'm glad you asked. We are going to be cracking down on war protesters and tightening rights of criminals in federal courts.
Lastly, could you tell us a little bit about your foreign policy?
Of course. Well, we are trying to ease tensions with China and the Soviet Union and are taking a new approach called the Détente. And we are having meetings with both the Chinese and the Soviets to fix these issues.
Well, that's all the questions we have for you today, President Nixon. Thank you for joining us.
It's my pleasure.
This is Tiana from Disney 365 News.
Hello, this is Ariel here with reporter Bob Woodward, and we're here to talk about his role in discovering the Watergate scandal. Thank you so much for being here today. It's my pleasure. So where did this all begin? How did you stumble upon this discovery?
A couple years ago, I sat in on a very boring Democratic National Committee meeting, and I was shocked to see the member of the CIA, James McCord, in attendance. 2 years of research later, I finally discovered the connection.
So 2 years later, you were able to discover the connection and uncover the mystery of the stolen information. As most of you may know, Nixon administration was found to be responsible for the stolen material and is currently facing consequences. Now, do you believe Nixon was aware of the plot to gain an unfair advantage in the upcoming election?
It's hard to say for certain. I mean, it's very possible that he was aware of the plot. Regardless, I hope that the whole Nixon administration is held accountable for this criminal act.
I believe they are currently discussing possible punishments now, so I guess we will have time to see how this plays out. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Woodward, and I hope to see you again soon.
Thank you, Ariel. It was great meeting you. Hi, it's Belle here. I'm here at the local gas station asking some customers their opinions of the petroleum exporting countries, President Carter's foreign policy, and the beginning of the recession. Here I have a local patron, Mr. Pan.
Please, call me Peter.
Okay, Peter, what brings you to the gas station?
Well, I came to fill my plane on my way to Neverland. However, OPEC put an embargo on our gas, and gas went from $3 to $30 a barrel. I could not afford that.
Oh, that's too bad to hear that. Now, what are your feelings about President Carter's foreign policy?
I'm really a huge fan. I think it's great that Carter wants to bring peace to Egypt and Israel.
And lastly, what do you personally think this is all leading to?
Well, now that people are spending most of their money on gas, they won't have enough money for anything like food, clothing, or even their mortgage.
Okay, thank you so much for your time, Peter Pan. You heard it here first, Disney 365 News.
Don't be a fool, stay in school. Go to college, you might find your soulmate.
Hey, look who's working at Burger King, my former magician. His tricks never worked. Magician, make me a Whopper.
Make you a Whopper. Okay, you're a Whopper.
No, I mean, give me a Whopper. Phew. Now make me a vanilla shake.
You're a vanilla shake.
Hey, you made me a bag of French fries.
Nobody's perfect.
Burger King, where kids are king.
Hi, it's Mulan here with Disney 365. Last night on March 28th at 3 Mile Island, there had been a commotion of a nuclear facility. A witness reported that it had been overheated after its cooling system failed. As a result, low levels of radiation escaped from the reactor. Meanwhile, plant officials scrambled to fix the problem. Luckily, nearby residents were evacuated before anyone was harmed. Within a couple of hours, the reactor was closed down and the officials had sealed the leak. The federal agency that regulates this plant industry claims it to be safe. However, there are many opposing opinions to this statement. 3 Mile Island has sparked many doubts and fears on the use of nuclear reactors to generate electricity.
Hello, Tiana here at Mason Road Elementary School, talking about the segregation and ongoing racial injustice in our society and our school systems. Although segregation is now outlawed in schools due to the Brown versus Board of Education case, many schools were still segregated due to where people live. To integrate schools, school buses were implemented. As a result of this, many white families took their children out of public schools and moved to districts without buses. Affirmative action was also put into place to solve economic and educational discrimination against African Americans and would later be opened up to women too. Civil rights were not just lacking for African Americans, but also Native Americans and disabled people. Native Americans make up less than 1% of the population and have a higher unemployment rate than the African Americans. The American Indian Movement is a combative military group that uses aggressive efforts to change rights for Native Americans. Disabled people were discriminated against due to their inability to function in some situations. There were few laws protecting their rights at this time. Educational accommodations are being made for people with disabilities. Hopefully in the future, all people can gain equality no matter what race, social status, or disability they may have. So let's get right into it. Can you talk about some of the campaign? Yeah? Can you just...
Hello, this is Ariel here. Wait, stop! Pop that coach, I'm ready to go. Don't stop the music. You don't know that? A couple years ago, I sat in on a seemingly very boring, that doesn't make sense, seemingly very boring, no.
Well,
Hello, beautiful. Botch, you are beautiful. Bailey, you are
Gorgeous.
Thank you, Mr. President. Could you also elaborate a little bit on your law and order promises? What can we expect to see?
Hi, guys. Here. Oh, no.
Watch.
It's go.
It was go.
Hello, my name is Ariel, and this is my partner Tiana, and
Gonna live any other way. Oh no, we're not gonna live.
I might have lost.
I only started laughing because Botch
Alright, I'm just gonna cover my face. I have to look over there.
You have to know where they are.
How do reporters do? Wait, what? I don't even know what I'm saying.
Hold on.
I don't even... Well, a couple years... Are you going?